One country has started harvesting sunshine with a vengeance. The air is now cleaner, renewable energy is cheaper, and fossil fuel dependence has decreased. People driving through southern Germany will see farmhouses with solar panels everywhere they look. Even hills are completely covered in solar panels. Quietly and cleanly, these solar power plants generate electricity.
For 1,000 euros, you make a profit of 6%, and you buy a machine that makes you for the next 20 years the current you need. So you make your green current for the next 20 years just by investing in the right machine. You don't have to give away the 1,000 euro, it's just an investment. So the question is, do you bring it to the bank or do you pay it into such a solar fund?
Germany's huge lead in the area of solar energy is due to the introduction of a so-called feed-in tariff law. This law obliges electricity companies to buy energy from all kinds of renewable energy sources. The price of the renewable energy is guaranteed for the next 20 years and is paid for by a monthly tax of approximately €1 on ordinary electricity. Making Germany a solar economy was the fantasy of just one man. At the end of the 1980s, socialist politician Hermann Scheer decided to focus his efforts on solar energy. More than 700 companies from all corners of the world have gathered for the biggest solar trade fair ever. Last year, the trade fair was held in Freiburg, but it's since doubled in size, so only Munich is big enough to hold it now. Halls full of the latest solar technology gadgets. Solar energy is hot, sizzling hot.
It is a big economy. I mean, even if you look at what's already been done, I think today Germany has more jobs in the renewable energy world than they have in automotive and engineering together.
It's an industry. Many of the people who have come to visit us at this conference have come from the integrated circuit business, and they say this is just like 30 years ago, with the transistor coming in to replace vacuum tubes. And suddenly a whole new market vista opened up. The panorama of all of those possibilities is being seen and tried here at over 1,000 exhibits. It's an incredibly exciting time for all of us. People are remembering from the last time we had an oil embargo, 1978, solar was too expensive. It was about $30 a watt for a solar panel. Today, it's well below $3 a watt. There's been a factor of more than 10 in cost reduction. Part of what's important here is to get the message out that the world has changed and so has solar. Solar is cost-effective today.
And we will arrive with solar power production, with PV. We will arrive in the run of the next decade at costs, including new storing opportunities, at costs for a household which are lower than the conventional costs for buying electric power over the grid. We will arrive at that. And who will hinder people to do that? No one can do it. Only a dictatorship can do that.
How does it feel to be a sort of initiator of a revolution?
Do you know, perhaps you know the sentence of Schopenhauer, who was a German philosopher of the 19th century. And he wrote, a new idea will firstly become denounced as being ridiculous. Secondly, there are many fights against it. And finally, all people were in favor for that from the early beginning. And this will happen with solar energy.